Buying the wrong soldering station can waste your money fast, especially when every listing claims fast heating and pro-level performance. So in this video, we're counting down the top 5 best soldering stations based on build quality, temperature control, features, price, and real-world value. Watch till the end before you buy, because the best pick might not be the most expensive one. Product links are in the description, and subscribe to my channel for more honest gadget picks. Number 5. Jibun TC22 Soldering Station. The TC22 is a soldering station of about 220 watts with a heating power of 240 watts and a total power consumption of up to 272 watts. Compatibility is the strongest feature here. It supports C245, C210, C115 and T12 tools. C245 is your general workhorse, C210 is better for precision repair, C115 is for tiny pad work, and T12 is cheaper and common for general use. That flexibility is awesome, but be careful, not every kit includes every handle, and not every tip style performs the same. The screen is actually useful. You get a 2-inch IPS color display, real-time power display, tool type, temperature, power ratio, and even a curve chart showing temperature and power behavior. For nerdy repair work, that's cool, but honestly, most beginners won't need all that data. It's helpful, not magical. The TC22 has working, standby, sleep, and shutdown modes. Put the handle in the holder and it can go into sleep mode, which helps reduce tip oxidation and saves power. It claims ESD protection, short circuit protection with response under 12 microseconds, ground resistance under 2 ohms and tip voltage under 10 millivolts. That matters if you're working on sensitive electronics. So, should you buy the Jibun? If you want a compact station with multi-handle support, a color display, smart sleep, curve data, and strong power for serious hobby or light professional repair, it looks really interesting. But don't buy it just because the numbers look huge. Verify the included handle, plug type, warranty, and whether you're using 110 volt or 220 volt. Number 4. YIHU A982 Soldering Station. The YIHU A982 gives you adjustable temperature control, shown around 90 degrees Celsius to 450 degrees Celsius or roughly 194 degrees Fahrenheit to 842 degrees Fahrenheit. That range is enough for most electronics repair, PCB work, wires, and general DIY soldering. The good part is fast heating and quick tin melting, at least based on the product claims. The bad part? Budget stations can exaggerate heat-up speed, so real performance depends heavily on the tip, handle, and the size of the joint. This model is listed as compatible with C210-style soldering iron handles, which is great for smaller precision work. If you're doing phone repair, tiny pads, LED boards, or small electronics, that's where C210-style tips make sense. But if you're mostly soldering big wires or heavy ground planes, C210 may feel too light. Bigger tip systems usually handle that better. You get 4 memory channels, CH1 through CH4, that's actually useful. Set 1 for low-temp delicate work, 1 for normal PCB soldering, 1 for heavier joints, and 1 for quick touch-ups. It has some nice control features. Temperature correction, a buzzer prompt, and Celsius/Fahrenheit switching for a USA audience. Fahrenheit mode is a small but convenient win. The calibration feature is the serious one here. If your tip temperature is off, you can compensate it instead of guessing. But you'll need a separate thermometer or tester to do that correctly. The safety and bench setup. It has a built-in stand, brass cleaning ball, sponge, solder wire holder, and automatic shutdown after sleep mode for about 30 minutes. That helps protect the tip and reduces the chance of leaving a hot iron running. So, should you buy the YIHU A982? If you want a budget-friendly precision soldering station with memory channels, C210-style support, calibration, and a compact all-in-one bench setup, it looks useful. But don't buy it expecting premium JBC-level performance. This is better for hobbyists, repair beginners, students, keyboard builders, and light electronics work. Number 3. Bacon BK212 Smart Soldering Station. The BK212 is rated at 180 watts with an adjustable temperature range from 100 degrees Celsius to 480 degrees Celsius or about 212 degrees Fahrenheit to 896 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a pretty wide range, especially if you're jumping between small PCB work and bigger joints. The good part? It should heat fast and recover better than weak entry-level stations. The catch? Power claims are not the same as real-world thermal performance, so don't expect magic on huge ground planes without the right tip. The controls are simple. You get a large LCD display, a physical adjustment knob and 3 shortcut temperature channels, CH1, CH2 and CH3, that's actually useful. Set 1 for low temp work, 1 for normal soldering, and 1 for heavier joints. It works with C245 style soldering tips, which is a big win because that tip style is popular, powerful and versatile, great for repair work, keyboards, electronics projects, and general bench use. The compact design is probably the biggest daily use advantage. The main unit is around 600 grams and the stand is about 200 grams, so it won't eat your whole desk. It also has auto sleep, which helps reduce tip oxidation and saves power when you're not using it. So, should you buy the Bacon BK212? If you want a compact soldering station with C245 compatibility, a clear LCD, shortcut temps, auto sleep, and strong power for regular electronics work, it looks like a solid option. But don't buy it just because it says smart. Buy it if you actually need stable temperature control, fast recovery, and a cleaner bench setup. Number 2. A9E Soldering Station. The A9E is rated at 160 watts max with a temperature range from 100 degrees Celsius to 450 degrees Celsius or about 212 degrees Fahrenheit to 842 degrees Fahrenheit. The listing claims around 2 seconds to heat up and 1 second to recover temperature. That sounds great, but be real, those numbers are probably best case conditions. Still, 160 watts is solid for hobby electronics, phone repair, keyboard work, and PCB jobs. This station supports 115, 210 and 245 style handles, which is a big deal. The 210 type is better for smaller precision work. The 245 is more of a general-purpose workhorse, and the 115 is for very fine jobs. That flexibility is the best part of this station. The built-in layout is pretty convenient. You get the iron holder, copper wire cleaning ball, sponge area tip storage, and a compact all-in-one base for a small desk. That's nice. The downside? If one part of the stand feels cheap or breaks, the whole setup becomes annoying because everything is built together. It has 3 memory keys so you can save common temperatures, for example, 1 for delicate components, 1 for normal soldering and 1 for bigger joints. Simple, useful, no unnecessary gimmicks, but the display is basic. Don't expect a fancy color screen or advanced temperature graph like higher-end stations. So, should you buy the A9E? If you want a compact budget soldering station with good handle compatibility, presets, and a built-in stand, it makes sense. But don't buy it expecting premium JBC level performance. It's best for hobbyists, students, repair beginners, and light to medium electronics work. Number 1. FNERC DWS 200 Soldering Station. This soldering station is rated up to 200 watts peak with a temperature range from 100 to 450 degrees Celsius or 212 to 842 degrees Fahrenheit. That means it should handle most electronic soldering jobs without feeling weak. The good part is fast heat up and better recovery when the tip touches bigger joints. The catch? Peak power doesn't always mean constant power, so don't expect it to perform like a heavy industrial station. The screen is actually one of the cooler parts. You get a color TFT display, temperature presets, and live temperature data for beginners. That's nice because you're not guessing what the iron is doing. But let's be real, the screen is more convenience than necessity. A good solder joint still depends on tip quality, flux, and your technique. 3 temperature presets plus different display modes like value mode and curve mode. That's handy if you jump between delicate components and bigger pads. Set 1 low, 1 medium, 1 high, and you're moving fast. The downside is the interface may take a minute to learn. It supports F210 and F245 handles, which is a solid win. F210 is better for smaller precision work, While F245 is better for general soldering and larger joints, just pay attention before buying, because not every kit includes every handle or accessory. The Smart Standby feature: when the iron goes into the stand, it can enter sleep mode, which helps save energy and extend tip life. That's actually useful, not just marketing fluff. Some versions also show helping hands, but those may be optional or only included with specific SKUs, so check the package carefully. So, should you buy it? If you do electronics repair, hobby soldering, drones, keyboards, or small PCB work, the FNIR DWS 200 looks like a strong budget-friendly station with modern controls, but don't buy it just for the flashy screen. Buy it if the handle compatibility, fast heating, sleep mode, and presets actually fit your workflow.